And just like that, we're back. We're back for the 2025 WNBA season. We're back for Indiana Fever games. We're back live streaming. I've been sick for about a week. I'm sorry, it's been a long time since I streamed, but the WNBA season has started. The WNBA season has arrived, and we are here. And we are here with big-time matchups. We are here with big-time storylines. We are here with also big-time rivalries. And just when I thought that we were going to have a game where it was just going to be strictly about basketball, strictly about hoops, strictly about the on-court production, then things get chippy. Then things get a little tension start to flare when we talk about Caitlin Clark, when we talk about Angel Reese, but we're going to still focus on the product on the basketball court when we're talking about the WNBA. But it's exciting. I cannot say it's not exciting. I cannot say that I have not missed watching Caitlin Clark. I have not missed the Indiana Fever because it's great for the sport. It's great for the game of basketball, and both teams look a little rusty. Both teams came out a little slow at first, but it's a clear difference between the Indiana Fever and also the Chicago Sky. But what a great first Saturday for the WNBA. And we know we saw Nefessa Collar. She went crazy. She's showing last night why she's going to be potentially an MVP candidate and an MVP front runner with the Minnesota Lynx, and probably the most complete basketball player in the game on the WNBA side right now. But watching the Indiana Fever, watching the Chicago Sky, watching the difference of last year with them having their old coach in comparisons to Stephanie White is kind of night and day. But it just seems like this Indiana Fever is destined for greatness. It seems like this Indiana Fever team is going to be on the right track. It seems like this Indiana Fever team is going to do some great things in this upcoming 2025 season. And that's the thing about this league, is that everybody plays hard. Everybody is going out each and every game fighting, because we know it's only a small amount of teams in the WNBA. Every game matters, and the regular season really matters in comparison to the NBA. And also just the way these women play, they're more physical, they're more aggressive, and it's a lot of tension. It's a lot of pettiness. It's a lot of drama, and that's all good for the WNBA. It's all good to talk about on live stream. It's all good to talk about when we're just analyzing the game, and it also brings attention and marketability to the sport of basketball on the women's side. But when we talk about Caitlin Clark, when I say the chosen one is back, when I say the chosen one has returned, when I say baby goat has arrived, whatever you want to say, I've been calling her that for, all last year since she became in the rookie, the rookie of the year. But I've been saying that prior to, when her back in her Iowa days, when you see a generational transcending talent like Caitlin Clark and what she brings on the basketball court. And this game was very fun to watch because it just puts things in perspective. Earlier, I said, and several streams ago in the past, I talked about how this upcoming season I was going to be eager to see this Indiana Fever team, because we saw last year with Caitlin Clark and Kelsey Mitchell, them dominating. Caitlin Clark generated 38 points per game. Kelsey Mitchell being the best pure scorer in the game of basketball on the WNBA side. We saw that last year with the Indiana Fever, with the addition of more talent, with the addition of more veterans, with the addition of Stephanie White. I was eager to see how this team was going to look like in this first game. And I know it's a long season. I know we got a long way to go. But Caitlin Clark is still going to be able to score and be able to put the ball in the basketball hoop. But the difference is she has so much talent around her. She's going to average double-digit assists this year. Her point production may not increase from her rookie season. It may not go to 19 to 22 to 23. It may even decrease. Who knows? But her playmaking and her assists and her passing, that total is going to increase. She's going to average double-digit assists. She's going to average anywhere between 18 to 21 points per game. And between 10 to 12 assists because there was so many assists that her team kind of left on the table with missing layups where she could have easily had 20, 15, and 10 this game. She had a triple-double. She could have easily had 20, 15, and 10. And that's when we talked about earlier in the season before this season started, Caitlin Clark's ability to play make and pass the ball and make things easier on her teammates is so exceptional. It's what separates her from any other basketball player on the WNBA side. Her ability to pass the ball and control the ball and dictate pace and to find the open man and also to lead the open man into scoring opportunities is something that we had never seen on the WNBA side before. Her scoring is going to be there. Regardless if she scores the basketball, her assists and her playmaking, her creation ability is going to be the difference because every time she has the ball, that gravity, you have to be locked in and center on Caitlin Clark. She had 20, 10, and 10 this game. Some nights she may have 14, 15, and 6 because even tonight she could have had 15 assists, but her teammates were missing easy and open looks on the basketball court. But the Indiana Fever, they have a championship contender. They have a team that's going to go off and to be a threat on any given night because they have depth. In the WNBA, in the NBA, it's not just about having a big 2 or a big 3. Now you have to have depth. Now you have to have players that I want to say 6 through 9 range on the basketball court on your depth chart that can be responsible, that can help you go out and succeed. Now, that's here nor there, but that's the analyst portion of the stream. I thought we was going to have one game where it was just going to be a good basketball game. And let me talk about the Chicago Sky. The Chicago Sky is a horrible team. Regardless of what people say about Kennedy Carter, they need to call her back and beg her to come back on this team. I know how the league feels about Kennedy Carter, but this team is missing her rim pressure. This team is missing a guard that can actually get to the rim and actually attack the rim. Angel Reese looks better for her layups. You can tell she's been in the gym working with Lisa Leslie. She looks more confident with laying the ball up. That was something I wanted to see in this first game. We did see that. But the Chicago Sky overall look very, very bad. They don't look like a great basketball team. They're going to lose a lot of games this season. But I thought we were going to get one game without any type of drama, without any type of narratives. But unfortunately, it just happened on the opening tip-off for the Indiana Fever versus Chicago Sky. And we're gonna view it. I'm gonna share the screen. We're going to talk about it. We're going to analyze it. But I'm here to tell people, I love it. I love what I saw with Caitlin Clark in the Indiana Fever. I love what I saw on the defensive side of the basketball court. We knew offensively they were going to be there, but I love the foul on Caitlin Clark onto Angel Reese because the fact of the matter is Angel Reese pushed Natasha Howard to try to get a rebound, pushed her out of the play, and Caitlin Clark said, I'm sticking up for my teammate. Hard foul. And then you saw her kind of look at her like, yeah, I fouled you, and she walked away. But it was a smart foul. It was a hard foul. And she got upgraded to a flagrant, but I like that because that lets me know that Caitlin Clark is here. Caitlin Clark is not taking bullshit or shit that she took last year. She's been in the gym. She has more muscle, and it just goes to show you that she's trying to win. And I don't think we would have saw that last year from Caitlin Clark at all. The fact that she did that and she took that hard foul and it was on Angel Reese, that's like, oh, I'm here. I'm not afraid. I don't care what anybody say. I'm going to show up for my teammates, and I'm going to let it be known in the league that this ain't rookie Caitlin Clark anymore. This is year 2 Caitlin Clark. This is my league Caitlin Clark. I'm going after MVPs. I'm going after championships. I finally got a squad now. I finally got veterans. I finally got players that can help me succeed and help take the Indiana Fever to new heights and new levels. The Indiana Fever are here to stay. And then the addition of Natasha Howard is very, very special. She's so much better than Nalissa Smith. I'm sorry. Natasha Howard so much better than Nalissa Smith. It's not even funny. Like, the addition of Natasha Howard is probably the best pickup in free agency from this offseason because she knows how to run the floor. She can score in the half court. She plays defense, and her cutting ability. When you see creation off the dribble with Kelsey Mitchell, with Caitlin Clark, she just doesn't stand. She's not stagnant. She moves while they're moving and finds the scenes and hits, and they're allowed to dump in. It's like a dump and go. When Caitlin Clark is cutting to the basket and driving and trying to get to a layup, or Kelsey Mitchell, she's going, and then they're dumping with the pass to get the layups. Like, she's going to be such a vital piece for the Indiana Fever, especially in the playoffs when the game slows down. They have a forward that is mobile. They have a forward that can defend. They have a forward that can create for opportunities for herself, but they also have a forward that knows how to move without the basketball, which is very critical going forward. And then we talk about Aaliyah Boston, the best passing big man in the WNBA. We talk about her skill set. We talk about her post work. She was phenomenal. 18 points, 13 rebounds. Kelsey Mitchell, 15 points. Caitlin Clark, triple-double, 20, 10, and 10. Like, Natasha Howard, 15 points. Like, it was fun to see. And this team, Indiana Fever team, is going to score a lot of points. But let's get into it. Let's talk about it. People are going to talk. People are going to complain. People are going to say, well, what if Angel Reese did that to Caitlin Clark? Let me tell you something. It's basketball. Basketball is a physical and contact sport. Caitlin Clark got thrown down, got hit, got pushed all last year. It doesn't matter who you are when it comes to the game of basketball, when it comes to hard fouls, when it comes to sticking up for your teammates. In the situation, Angel Reese pushed Natasha Howard, and then Caitlin Clark responded with the flagrant, with the hard foul, which is what you do, because that gives you that lets your teammates know that this player is going to rob for me. This player is going to show up for me regardless of who it is on the basketball court. Let's get to it. Let's get to it. Caitlin Clark got into it. WNBA's back, baby. I'm sorry. Let me find I want to find the full. Let me stop my stream. I'm gonna find a full video. Let me go to Twitter real quick. X is what they call it. So here's the initial. Let me show my screen. Here is the initial. This is the initial contact. What I'm saying, like, people are talking about the aftermath of what they saw with Caitlin Clark and what she did, but that's why you got to actually watch the game. Here's the initial foul. My screen sharing? Yeah, sharing the screen. Let's get to it. So as you can see, the shot goes up. Here's Angel Reese. You got Natasha Howard in, looking at the ball. Push as Angel Reese is going to get the basketball. Caitlin Clark obviously was calling for the ref, talking about that's a foul. That should have been an offensive foul because, she shoved Natasha Howard out the play. And then you got so it's just like that. And let's get the full. I got to find another one. So you got to understand what we just saw. Natasha Howard, that should have been offensive foul on Angel Reese. Caitlin Clark stopped and was talking to the ref like, yo, call the foul. Then she noticed that the play is still going on, and Angel Reese gets the ball, and she shoves and fouls Angel Reese very hard to stop the foul to make her go to the free throw line and have to earn it from the charity stripe. That is a basketball play. That is a normal basketball play. Yes, it was upgraded to a flagrant, but I love it. I love it because of the fact of the matter is it lets teams know, it lets the Indiana Fever know that this ain't last year's team. This ain't last year's Caitlin Clark. You're not going to be able to do things that people got away with last season because this is a new team. This is a new situation. And now Caitlin Clark also feels comfortable because now she knows that, yo, I'm standing up for my team and they're going to stand up for me. I got real dogs on my team now. This is basketball. And this is the energy that we love. This is the energy that we need. And regardless of how people are going to feel about it, this is what basketball is all about. And here's the whole possession. Let's get into it. I found the whole possession. We're gonna analyze it again. We're gonna break it down again. And y'all hop in the chat. Y'all let me know what y'all. I appreciate y'all. This your boy Mike K. Smith. Let's get to it. This is what we here for.
Strong on a three. And look out, Caitlin Clark.
Let's start again.
On a three.
So you don't see the original cut. You did not see, and then most people didn't see it unless you was actually watching the game live. I explained it prior in the stream, and I broke it down. So before, Angel Reese pushes off on Natasha Howard trying to get the rebound, right? Should have been an offensive foul. Caitlin Clark, as you can see in the picture, she's clearly pointing like, yo, call the foul. Call the foul. That's a foul. But you got to get back on the play. She thinks the play is over. They didn't say nothing. Now we got Angel Reese. Here we go.
Three.
Hard foul.
Caitlin Clark pushes Angel Reese, and Angel Reese gets right up into Caitlin.
Angel Reese reacts because it's a hard foul.
Clark afterwards has something to say as Clark walks away. We know there are always increased eyeballs, energy, and attention around the matchups between Reese and Clark, and Angel Reese is still going after Caitlin Clark in the aftermath.
Here we go.
Everyone.
Hard foul. She fouls him. But this is the part where things get a little, that tension. This is the part where you're about to watch where Angel Reese got a little mad about.
In the arena had to know this foul.
It's that actual shove. As you can see, she shoves. She's using with the arm that shove. And this is the part I really think why Angel Reese really got mad and really exploded, because of the fact that, as you can see with that look, like, yeah, it's like, yeah, I threw you down. Yeah, I fouled you hard. Yeah, this ain't last year. Yeah, I'm sticking up for my teammate. And I hate to say it, but it can't be, this is basketball. It can't be situations where one person can just be the aggressor and another person can't do the same thing. And when I say aggressor, I'm talking about being on the basketball court. When I'm talking about, we talk about Dennis Rodman. We talk about who else? Ben Wallace, Ron Artest, Matt Barnes, Angel Reese. We talk about players that bark, talk, aggressive on the basketball court, going to foul hard, going to back it up. But it's just kind of like, we know when a player does that to them, they like, no, they don't like that, because they're used to giving out the punishment. They're used to being the aggressor. They're used to being the dog. They're used to being the kind of like the bully on the basketball court. And then when bullies sometimes get bullies, then the bully normally has to show like, this ain't gonna happen. This don't get it twisted. And this is what we kind of see on this play. Let's play it again one more time.
Clark and Angel Reese is still going after Caitlin Clark in the aftermath.
Everyone in the arena had to know this foul
Look,
was coming. As
Caitlin
soon as
Clark
you saw
walks
Angel
away.
Reese wide open, you knew that Caitlin Clark was going to come in and take that foul.
Strong on a
and then Angel Reese responds. So, and it's just a hard foul. It's nothing serious. It's all about basketball. We got 8 of Angel Reese's rebounds were off her own misses. That's crazy. Fever took Chicago to woodshed. Yeah, it was a beatdown. It was a massacre. It was a really big time win and a statement win by the Indiana Fever, letting the league know like, yo, we arrived as a team. We actually got a squad this year. We actually got players. We got Natasha Howard. We got DeWanna Bauer, and shout out to DeWanna Bauer, who became the third all-time leading scorer in WNBA history, passes a legendary Tina Thompson, even though she didn't have a great game. And that's why I know it was only one game. I know it's only one game, right? But I'm here to tell y'all that DeWanna Bonner, Sophia Cunningham is going to start over DeWanna Bonner before the end of the season is out. DeWanna Bonner, as great as she is, she needs to be saved. Her minutes needs to be reduced, and you let her save her body up until the postseason when it matters the most. But this was a great opening game for the Indiana Fever. It even says, are the Fevers this good or the Sky this bad? The Sky is horrible, and the Indiana Fever is really this good. Let it be known, the Chicago Sky let their best player walk away for free, regardless that Kennedy Carter and the locker room concerns and how the WNBA feels about her in general. She was still their best basketball player on the Chicago Sky last year. They got Atkins from the Mystics. She's been an all-star. She's been an Olympian. She still has some ways and some more potential she can unlock, but she's not a better basketball player than Kennedy Carter. It would have been nice if they got Atkins and then Kennedy Carter playing as well. But it's like you let your best player go, and then you get a player that still has some potential, went to the All-Star game, but I don't think she's going to be much of a difference maker for the Chicago Sky team. And you have Angel Reese, who is a post player who would benefit from guards that can actually put her in positions. All the guards that she has played with, even though Courtney's on the team, and Courtney's very old, she's not the same as she used to be, but Angel Reese would actually benefit from playing with a guard that can actually put her in positions to actually dominate and actually score and get open looks. A lot of times when we talk about Angel Reese, when she's forcing shots or she's trying to make plays, she's doing everything on her own. She doesn't have an actual guard that can facilitate dumping down low in the post and really do the pick and roll and really get her easy looks the same way that Aaliyah Boston got easy looks from Caitlin Clark, the same way that Natasha Howard going to get easy looks from Caitlin Clark and also Kelsey Mitchell. Fraser Robertson, shout out to Coach White and her staff. I got tired of Coach Sy running up and down the sideline doing nothing. Fraser Robertson, listen, you're 1,000% right. And the biggest notices that I'm seeing, and even you look at that play with Angel Reese, right, and Caitlin Clark. Caitlin Clark wouldn't have done that last year. The fact that Caitlin Clark did that hard foul on Angel Reese lets me know that she's standing up for her teammates because she was upset that it should have been an offensive foul on Natasha Howard. But at the same time, that lets me know it's a new voice in the locker room. It's a new mentality. We know that Stephanie White, as a coach, went to Connecticut Sun. Their teams were tough. They played defense, and they weren't afraid of anybody. That lets me know that that mindset has spewed over to this Indiana Fever team. And that's why you have DeWanna Bonner, that veteran leadership that's from Connecticut, played with Stephanie White. That importance is there, and you can see that in this first game with the Indiana Fever because their defense was all over the place. Caitlin Clark had 4 blocks. I think that's the most blocks by a guard on opening day, or by a guard in Indiana Fever history. So that's very, very, very important that Stephanie White is creating a new culture. You still got the offense. You still got the fast break pace, the run and gun, the 7 seconds or less offense. But now you have Stephanie White where that's give you that defensive identity, that toughness, and then you got real dogs on your team, and Natasha Howard, Sophia Cunningham, who didn't even play today because she rolled her ankle, and also DeWanna Bonner. Like the Indiana Fever here. They're here. That toughness is here, and that defense was looking great as well. I know the Chicago Sky missed a lot of shots. I need to see the Indiana Fever versus great offensive team to see how that defense is going to hold up. But that identity, that toughness, that, oh, you're not going to just push my teammate any type of way. This is a whole new team, man. Why did they wait till the last few minutes to bring in Haley? The same reason why the Chicago Sky had Kennedy Carter coming off the bench for the first 8 to 9, 10 games last season. The organization is not a great organization. Haley, she got in at the last minute of the game. I saw more from Haley than I saw from from Courtney. I saw more from Haley in 4 minutes than I saw from Courtney in the entire game. just the fact that her able to get the ball and had the ball in her hands and to be a threat for her creation ability is something that the Chicago side should look to explore. Like, and that's a problem with the WNBA. It's too many times when the veterans and on the end of the benches, they want to play veterans that really should be out the league or really shouldn't be over some of these players. But that goes from the fact that the league needs to expand, the league needs to make rosters go from 12 to 15, and they need to do a lot of different things. But Haley definitely needs to play more before it's all said and done. Who do you got this next game coming up? Seattle versus Phoenix. Well, Phoenix was out Kalia Copper, who to me is a top 10 basketball player in the world. If you watch her game, she's a Kevin Durant disciple. She's one of the coldest hoopers on the WNBA side. She's out 4 to 6 weeks. So I'm going with Seattle. I think the Phoenix are going to miss her for a while, and it just sucks that she got the surgery 4 to 6 weeks. What else? I couldn't figure out Chicago's defense or offense. They were all over the place. Reed and Camilla experience is not working. And that's the thing for us, like the Twin Towers. Camilla has a lot more potential than Angel Reese when we talk about offensive, because she's taller, she's 6'8", but she doesn't have the mindset that Angel Reese has. Angel Reese is a dog. Angel Reese is going to constantly, have this energy that's tenacious offensively and defense. She plays with a lot of passion. Camilla's a little timid. She's a little shy, and she should be more dominant than she is. So I can't necessarily say that the pairing hasn't worked, because this is only the second game in their sophomore campaign together. But the problem is that Chicago Sky don't actually have guards or don't run any sort of offense that can really get those two women going and get them easy looks. Too many times they got it. Camilla and Angel Reese got to do everything on the basketball court, which makes things very, very difficult. But this game was very exciting. And I want to go to also what Angel Reese said, because once again, not Angel Reese, I want to go to what Caitlin Clark said. Caitlin Clark, when they asked her, and that's another thing about I don't like all the interviews after all the timeouts and things of that nature. I think that's corny, but that's here or there. But I want to go to what, because there's going to be a lot of narratives when we talk about Caitlin Clark, when we talk about Angel Reese and what happened with the hard foul. It's going to be a lot of narratives. It's going to be a lot of think pieces. But as you know, for people that are new, for my returning subscribers, you already know we talk about basketball. Basketball is basketball. We analyze the game. We talk about the game, and we don't care about no narratives. But I want to show what Caitlin Clark said about the hard foul for those casual viewers or those casual fans that are going to come on and talk about, well, Caitlin Clark fouled her too hard. What if Angel Reese would have fouled her like that? Well, Caitlin Clark was getting fouled and beat up all year long. Angel Reese is a big man. It was a hard foul, yes, but she's going to be okay. It's not like it's not basketball. But for the people that's going to say, well, that's going to all the narratives that's going to be created, this is what Caitlin Clark basically said.
It's just a good take foul, If either Angel gets wide open 2 points, or we send him to the free throw line. Nothing malicious about it. It's just a good take foul. Every basketball player.
Every basketball player knows that. It was just a hard foul. It was just a hard foul. It is what it is. It's like nobody should really overthink it, overanalyze it. It was just a hard foul. Why is Reese bring the ball to the court while Haley sits on the bench? Reese has no handles. Yeah, that goes back to the lack of offensive. That goes back to lack of offensive identity that the Chicago Sky doesn't have. They don't really have a true guard that can really facilitate, that can really pass, that can really get and set up and run offense, which is a problem, which is an issue, especially once again when you let Kennedy Carter go for free. And Atkins she's more of a shooting guard. She's not really a point guard. And also for us, like Angel Reese and her development, because we did see Angel Reese make threes. We saw her layups improve. She still got a long way to go with that under the basket and things of that nature. But I think they're going to try to let Angel Reese potentially become more of a dual forward. When we think of a dual forward, we think of a player that is a big man or a big woman that has size, that can handle the ball, that can rebound, that can defend, that can score and do a variety of things. It's like a do-everything type of player. I think that's the development that they kind of want to push Angel Reese in, even though I don't necessarily believe that's going to work. But we've seen her working in the gym, being paired next to Lisa Leslie, and her layups do look so much better. She's not scooping the ball. She's actually laying the ball up the right way. But I think that's why we saw Angel Reese kind of bringing the ball up the court. And I think this season, the Chicago Sky is going to be so horrible that this could just be a development year for Angel Reese, because I don't think they're going to win a lot of games at all, because the guard position, unless Haley comes in and really dominates and gets some minutes, and Atkins shows that all-star potential again and improves and goes from not being like a 14-point scorer, 13, 14-point scorer, but goes from being anywhere between a 17, 18 to 22-point scorer a night, because she's going to have opportunities. But unless that happens, I don't see them winning a lot of games, to be honest. It wasn't a hard foul. Where if you have a history of a player, you're going to react differently than you would if you had some random player fouls you. Now, this is true, and this is even, and that's facts, but this is a rivalry, and this is basketball at the end of the day. People want to say it's not a rivalry. It is a rivalry. This goes back to college, and there's nothing wrong with that. But at the same time, this is what basketball is about. The game of basketball is a physical game. The game of basketball is supposed to be played on both sides of the court. The game of basketball, you're not going to like everybody. It maybe was a little bit extra into that foul. Maybe it was a little bit extra into the look down, like, yeah, I fouled you. But at the end of the day, we can't get mad at people who taunt players. We can't get mad at people who are those basketball aggressors on the basketball court. For it's like the Draymonds, the Dennis Rodman, the Ben Wallace. Like, it's their job to talk shit. It's their job to foul hard. It's their job to bring that energy. We can't get mad when they receive some of the things that they give out. That's just not how it works. So, but it was a very, very, very well first game. Very fun first game, I would say. Just overall, and Indiana Fever have a lot of talent. They're going to be really great. Their big four combined for 68 points. I mean, it's very special. And then DeWanna Bonner had a terrible game. And one thing I want to bring up also for is like Caitlin Clark. This guy's coaching staff did a poor job preparing to play. Yes, they did. I 100% agree. Angel Reese got exactly what she deserves. Like, she always clap your hands. Caitlin got fired. You say you got back. That's part of the game as well. But one thing I want to bring up is that watching the game, I can tell that Caitlin Clark has actually been in the gym and for her improvement. People talk about the muscle and the strengths that she got. She had got a triple-double, 20, 10, and 10, could have had 20, 15, and 10. But the biggest improvement and the things that I'm noticing is that, yes, she still plays with that fire. Yes, she still plays with that passion. But I didn't see a lot of, like, frustration on the basketball court with Caitlin Clark, which lets me know she's maturing a little bit. And we're not going to take away – we don't want to take away from that fieriness. We don't want to take away from what makes her the basketball player that she is. But they said during the broadcasting that Stephanie White challenged her, and they watched film, and they talked about how sometimes her reactions can be a detriment to her teammates sometimes. We still saw some reactions where she got frustrated on the basketball court, but it wasn't as much as we saw her rookie year. Now, of course, the season is long and things are going to continue, but that shows a level of maturity from Caitlin Clark. I had to bring that up. But also from the game standpoint, I saw Caitlin Clark do something that I've been hoping that she develops, hoping that she does, wants her to continue to do, and it was very nice to see. everybody talked about last year for is like the floater that she was developing and getting that floater, that running floater. And that's still something that she's adding to her game. And still we're going to see going forward this season. But I saw today Caitlin Clark take mid-range shots. And I'm not saying Caitlin Clark has never taken mid-range shots. We've seen Caitlin Clark take mid-range shots. But instead of forcing herself to get all the way to the rim or to, if she got stopped by a defender and then back and then try to get into her handle in the tween and the step back or pass it or restart the offense or do a pick and roll, she shot 2 mid-range jumpers. I think it was 3, but she shot a mid-range jumper. And the first one, she took what the defense was giving them. Like she didn't have the position to get all the way to the basket. She stopped at the 15 feet and took the mid-range. And then another mid-range shot she took was a step back mid-range on the side. But if she's going to start to operate at the second level of the basketball court, because we know she's a 4-level scorer. We know she has that rare ability when we talk about the ability to be a 3-point marksman as soon as she passed the half court. She's a 4-level scorer, 4-level player. Think Stephen Curry, Trae Young, Damian Lillard, Caitlin Clark. 4-level players. As soon as they come past half court, they are a threat with the ball in their hands to score and also to facilitate. But if she learns how to continue to take what the defense is giving her and get into that second level on the basketball court and utilize that 15 to 14 range and hit jumpers and easy shots, man, that's going to open up her game and make her even more lethal on the WNBA side, because her game is going to become more complete, because now teams are not going to be able to just like load up in the post when she gets all the way to the rim, or also just blitz her when she has the ball on the perimeter. Now she can come off pin down. She can play off ball. She can get into that 15-foot catch and shoot coming off the curl screens, and it's going to make her a more lethal player going forward. CC Future 11. So it was a great first game. It was a very, very fun game, and I saw a lot of great things for the Indiana Fever. And once again, for y'all who are new here, my name is Amon K. Smith. I used to work for the NBA, used to work for Slam as an NBA analyst. Right now, I kind of am an independent journalist or analyst, whatever you want to call me, but you can follow me on AKISS NBA on all the platforms. I'm talking about the NBA all the time. I always talk about the WNBA as well. We will be streaming. We will be talking about the WNBA. We'll be covering the WNBA all season on YouTube. And I really appreciate y'all if y'all can lock in, tap in, like, comment, and subscribe. Once again, it's your boy, Ma K. Smith, also known as AKISS. And I really appreciate y'all. And I always leave my stream for my returns. You already know. I always leave my stream with 2 things. Faith without works is dead. And always trust in the Lord with all your heart. Lean not into your own understanding. And always acknowledge him, and he will direct y'all path. Once again, it's your boy, Ma K. Smith. I'm gone, man. I appreciate all the chat. I call y'all, you already know, the Truth Tellers, Wizard Gang. I appreciate y'all for hopping in the chat. Frederick, Navy, Chris, J, Avon. I don't know how to pronounce her name. But I really appreciate all y'all locking in on the chat, man. And I'm gone, man. Peace.